Alright, getting another one. This is RoninMac here. I'm checking out StoneHearth today. This is another early access thing that I'm into, and it's interesting. I like it. There's some stuff I like about it, and some things I don't. We'll get into the gameplay stuff in a bit. I'm just looking at the characters that I've rolled here. I generally just go with what I have, but these look to be, I guess, okay, but okay, we've got, yeah, it's workable, I guess. Okay, so do I want to change any names? I don't know, and you don't know. Okay. I'm going to leave them default for now. And I'm going to buy a trapper's knife. They give you starting funds. You probably can't see because my picture's in the way. Your starting funds are 150. The trapper's knife costs 150. Or you could buy all these three items. Honestly, early game, these are really all super easy to make. And the trapper's knife can be problematic if you can't find steel and such. So I'm going to go ahead and get that because it's the non-retarded way to play. So, let's see. Before I see, yeah. So I mean, you're not always exactly pleased with everybody, but map I'm not going to be so picky about, I guess. So basically, this is like a city builder slash crafting slash adventure thing. I'm playing their, they have like a stable version, which is at Alpha 11, and they're working on Alpha 12. I tried playing 12 before, but it was horrible and it kept crashing, but they released a new version of 12 that supposedly works. I don't know. It's all very complicated, but I want to be close to mountains, or close enough that I can get ore. You want to be close enough to trees to get wood. And wildlife. Let's see. Water really doesn't serve a purpose yet. But it looks nice. Tell you what, I'm going to go right. I'm going to go in this vicinity. We'll see what it looks like. It seems like they're building a lot of the basic stuff on this game. As far as the engine goes, each individual hearthling, I think they call them, which is the characters of the people that live in your city, have different attributes, and you give them classes. They can level up in the classes. Okay, I'm just going to look around the general area. What the hell is that? Statue of a rabbit. Okay. If there are berry bushes, those are helpful. Early on, these spindleweeds are helpful. Another statue of a rabbit. You know, I may just... Well, no, I don't want to be too far away from a mountain, because that's going to be where you get ore and such. Do I see an ore vein? Sometimes you can. What's that? Flowers? Okay. Yeah, let's see. This would be horrendous because I wouldn't be able to plant food. And that would be very, very, very problematic. Let's see here. Okay, I see berry bushes there. Weird rabbit statue. Berry bushes. Okay. Well, let's not dwell on it for 1,000 years. I'm going to put my home base right there. Let's name this Hope. No. I really am not very clever at the moment. Okay, go ahead and pause the game. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. There's a fox there. Some junk laying around. Yeah, this is going to be a good spot to start. First thing we want to do is assign a place for them to stockpile resources. And we're going to do that right here. Let's make a 15 by 15 if I can. Stockpile number 1. Okay, and he'll just put, or they will just put whatever. Okay. First thing we want to do now is get them to. Also. Okay, we can't do that yet. I don't think anything's changed. No, I don't have one. Let's harvest some trees. They'll chop those down and stack the logs there. Okay. So go ahead and get busy, crew. I need to figure out who I want to be the hunter. I think I want, or the trapper, I think they call it. And I'll need a carpenter. So let's pause. This guy's just standing there because he's lazy. Carpenter, I want somebody with a high mind. And okay, that's going to be my carpenter right there. I've already decided. You are the carpenter. Okay. And the trapper, I need somebody with probably a good spirit. Oop. Let's see. Actually, that'll work. You are the trapper. Okay. And that's all the fancy pants people I need right now. Why can I not? Oh. I have to have a trapper before I can assign a working area. But then the trapper will go out and catch small animals, which is good for food, and furs, which you can sell to make things. But maybe you can see where this game is going. Okay. So eventually, which they're not doing. What's going on here? Stockpile. Have they changed something? I'm not aware of it. Okay. Space ooze 0. Filter. That's what I need. Okay. Put everything there. They did change the interface a little bit, but you have to basically regulate what they can put inside of a stockpile. So, carpenter, I need you to build your own personal workbench. And you can see that's going to cost 1 wood log. But once they have a workbench, they can do a little more work. I'm going to go ahead and tell the mass populace to harvest these berry bushes, which they'll use for food. And my trapper is going to set up a zone here. And then the trapper will set traps, catch animals. It's very exciting stuff. This game's confusing because it's so boring, but yet I've played it for like 6 hours. I don't know, it's all a bit ridiculous. And I like where they're going with this stuff. I guess I should show some of these items on the job trees aren't completed because, like I said, it's an early alpha, so they're adding things as they go. But eventually, the carpenter will be able to upgrade to something. I don't know. And you can see that the trapper here, which I have assigned somebody, can eventually become a shepherd, which means that they'll go out and find animals and bring them back, put them to pens, and breed and raise them. That'll lead to something else, which I don't know. You know, all these things that they're going to add that they haven't added yet. I don't know what they're going to be for sure, but we'll find out. But for right now, my carpenter has built this workbench. So we're going to go ahead and deploy it next to the fire. Okay, and I want these guys to harvest these stone, these little plants. You might as well get these two, and just all the junk laying around out in the wilderness. Okay, carpenter, I want you to make a mason's hammer and chisel, and a practice sword, and a hoe. So you can see when we started, some of these items here were on the 50 gold list that you could buy, but it takes you about 30 seconds in game to be able to make these. Whereas the hunter's knife is probably going to take a little bit longer. But all these tools like the wood sword and the hammer and chisel and stuff are prerequisites to making somebody a mason or a soldier and such. Oh, but all these hearthlings standing around is not a good thing, because they're wasting time and money. People have to be productive or else they're useless and should be exterminated. Oh, did I say that out loud? Okay. I'm going to have them cut down a lot more trees, and then we're going to start on our first building. So they can go ahead and work. Carpenter, what's in your queue right now? Hoe? Okay, I want you to make... Actually, let's start making... a few basics for a home, or for a building. Doors, windows, all that sort of exciting stuff. Okay. And we're collecting wood and bring it back. Looks like we've got all that stuff knocked out. Good deal. What's going on here? Okay, level 2. So, yeah, as they gain skill, they get better at doing things. Now, we'll pause the game again. Buildings. They give you a few set buildings, but you can actually design and save your designs for any of these buildings, which is kind of cool. I haven't really messed around with this too much, but the first thing I want to do is build a shared sleeping quarters, because everybody's happier if they can sleep in beds and not outside. So I'm going to build one right up here, and this will have 4 beds inside. Yeah, I'm not going to get too into this because this game may crash because I'm using the experimental build again. I need to build 4 beds, and I think I'm working on everything else. But now the workers should all start building this. The carpenter is going to continue making the raw resources. The apprentice trapper is apparently going to stand here and do nothing. But that happens sometimes. I need to build 4 beds. Okay. And honestly, I think I want to make somebody a footman just in case we have problems. So I want to check their stats. If your footmen are basically the soldiers that help defend, they preferably have a high spirit, which influences their courage, and a high body. I think Pantor's probably going to be our best bet. So you're going to be our footman. Okay. Which reminds me, the carpenter, as if he doesn't have enough to do, should make a shield. Just to give the footman a tiny bit more armor. And the nice thing is, once he's done building that shield, what's his name, Pantor here, will go just pick it up. Same if you made armor or something. Should I make a mason or a farmer? I'm thinking yes to the farmer, just because the quicker I start growing the food, the quicker we'll have it. And at the end of every game day, you'll get an event where if you meet 3 criteria, you'll get 1 more citizen will basically immigrate into your village. So, farmer does not need to be anything fancy. They don't really have to be smart, so if he has got... Actually, this would be a perfect farmer because high body means they move a little faster, they can work harder. Decent spirit, he doesn't have to be all that smart. So, Zed is going to be our farmer. And there we go. Now he's going to pick up the hoe, and I can set out farm plots. I'm really not planning ahead. I think eventually in this game they're going to make... Hold on, I don't want them doing nothing for too long, but I think they're going to make irrigation a thing. Right now it's not, so you don't have to worry about bringing water to your farm or irrigating water, but I think at some point it will. Now, the trapper, what's her name? Kay Elliott. Okay. You can see she's bringing rabbit jerky and pelts, and that's going to be from the animals that she's trapping in her traps that are laid around. Some animals she'll tame. Hasn't happened yet. I think they have to be like level 3 or something, and they can tame animals, and then they'll just be friendly animals that hang around your home base. So my farmer, I want to get him going. Yeah, let's just do it close to the berry bushes, and I'm just gonna make... I'm not planning on playing this game extremely long term because being that it's alpha, they just add stuff and change everything. Let's do a 6x10 of turnips, and how about a 6x10 of carrots, and that'll give him some basic food supplies to start with. Now he's going to pop out and get to work. Now you can see they're building here. Eventually I'm going to want to do some mining. Sometimes you'll see ore veins on the outside. Okay, now nighttime can get a little bit dangerous. Sometimes you get like skeletons and zombies that come after you, just like Minecraft. This is sort of like a Minecraft-esque game, but it's sort of a community-based thing. Mindless, stupid game that I don't know, I like for some reason. But hopefully you're getting some sort of idea of what this game is. And I'm not changing anything here. I'll get rid of that. Follow. Remove. Okay, stop. This. Remove. Sometimes the controls are a bit glitchy, but that's to be expected. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play around with this a little bit more now that you've gotten absolutely no sense of what this game's about. But I'm going to play around with this stuff a little more, and then I'll pop back with you and show you how things have developed. Eventually I'm going to want to get rid of this big stockpile area because you can actually build storage containers which tidy things up a little bit, and you can build roads, you can build walls, you can build lots of things, and eventually it's going to be, it'll start to shape up into some sort of town versus a pile of garbage, which we're looking at right now. But that'll probably be in a second episode. So this is a very basic intro into StoneHearth, and we'll catch you guys maybe at episode 2. If not, thanks for watching anyway, and we'll catch you later.